Hey guys, welcome to OG Universe. Today we're taking a special look at the Mcfarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman Hush figure based on the designs of Jim Lee. This is the classic blue and gray version of Batman fans have been clamoring for since the DC Multiverse line started many years ago. Finally, it's in our hands. Collectors can find this figure at your local toy store or online retailer. And guys, I'm gonna say it right off the hop, this is my favorite Batman in the classic outfit. Now, there has been many Batman figures Mcfarlane has made, and they are some great ones. Each one has been uniquely different and stylized, from the Dark Knight's Metal Batman to the Arkham Knight Batman, the Detective Comics 1000. There's been so many versions of Batman, and each one is different. And I'm actually okay collecting all the variants because I just love Batman. And this figure, hands down, is the best one I've seen using this body block. It's been used multiple times, multiple figures. Each figure is a distinct character from the comics, a version of Batman, but using this body block, and it turns out quite well. As you can see, it is sculpted, great detail. The thing that sets this figure apart, I think, is the paint. Now let's take a closer look at the figure. It does have some really awesome paint. Like, it's simple, but the colors on it, the blue is not just a blue, it has a dark wash to it, and it just makes this figure stand out. Now, on camera, it does look a little brighter, but in person, when you see it, it does have a dark tone to it. And the sculpt, that is Jim Lee all day long. Absolutely fantastic. What I do appreciate is they didn't go with a bright yellow belt. They went with almost like a mustard color with a dark wash on it. It is brighter on film, but in person, again, it does look a little darker. Now, the boots on this figure are the proper boots. It does have the point, which the Mcfarlane Deluxe huge Batman cape figure, was it year 2 figure, that missed the joint, missed that important fact, but they captured it on this one, so I'm very happy about that. Now, the cape is heavy. Does weigh the figure down. That's why I have 2 stands. One's there because this figure just wants to topple over. So if you're putting this guy on display, make sure you support it well, and hopefully he won't have any instance of falling over. Now let's just put him down for a sec. Now the figure does come with a few accessories. It does come with 2 batarangs. One's in his hand and another one we have here. It's kind of like a basic, classic interpretation of the batarangs, a little bit of sculpted detail, no paintwork at all. It's just molded in a black plastic. Now, it does come with 2 hands, which I think is great because one is a normal fisted hand, which does have actually a lot of detail on the knuckles, so that's pretty cool, but this is the one I really like. Now, it's not a power ring. That's hopefully a figure we'll get down the road, a Green Lantern version of Batman, but this one has a kryptonite ring that Batman uses during the Hush storyline when Superman is infected by poison ivy, and they have a bit of a clash, and it's a pretty cool scene to see Batman take out Superman with that kryptonite ring. So, again, this figure does not disappoint. You are going to be very happy with the process on this figure, with the details, the paint job, the articulation. The articulation is tight. It does have the standard DC Multiverse articulation. I'm not going to go through all of it. If you've seen a DC Multiverse figure review, you know these guys are quite articulated. Ball joints, ratchet joints, double knee joints, elbow joints. The one thing that's a bit controversial on this figure is the neck. Now, the neck is actually a ball joint at the bottom, not a segmented part that's usually cut right here by the neckline. So it does make for a cleaner looking Batman sculpt, but unfortunately, it can be a little tough to try and customize this figure unless you're using the other versions of this Batman buck to try and customize, but it's gonna be a pain ordeal trying to switch it all over. So this figure, there we go, we'll stand him up right there. I'll bring a couple other Batmans to compare him with. You got this one here. Now this one's a bit, this was supposed to be the first Detective Comics Jim Lee styled Batman. Didn't work out that way. It's not saying that it's a bad figure. I see this figure as a animated style Batman, but you can see the height difference. This guy definitely has a bigger buck, bigger build, but this one is actually a really nice figure too. freaking display. But yeah, it doesn't look like a Jim Lee figure. Definitely looks like an animated figure, which I'm cool with, and I actually really like the styling on this guy. Very classic. And we'll try another figure with this Batman. It's gonna be the Arkham Knight Batman. Now, this guy is one of my favorites. Again, just a little hair taller, almost the exact same height, but this one definitely the more tactile. If Batman was a real life character in person, you'd see him going around in this kind of armor. Really great sculpt as well. Wonderful figure. Glad he's part of my collection. Now this guy is being a bit of a pain in the butt, but let's see if we can back on a stand here. So we got to use 2 stands because, like I said, the cape is extremely heavy and it weighs this figure down quite a bit. There we go. Another figure I want to compare him with is one of my favorite variants of Batman, and this is the death metal version from Batman, and he looks fantastic as well. Scaling, of course, the Jim Lee one is a bit bigger because of the buck, but this one is stylized and looks so cool. Check out my quick little short I did of this one on his Bat Cycle. Great figure, absolutely awesome. And I'll compare him with a couple more guys. This one is the Shadow Spawn figure from Mortal Kombat 11. Pretty good height size comparison. They're about the same. Now, I'm sure down the road there's going to be a Batman vs. Spawn 2-pack based on the comic book that was recently released back in December. That had multiple covers. Picked up a bunch of them, guilty to say, but it was pretty cool to see such great artwork by Jason Fabok, J. Scott Campbell, and Jim Lee, of course, do some great covers for that series. And one more comparison, because I love this figure, and I always wanted to see what Batman would look like compared with the Mattel Revelations He-Man. Again, pretty close, still a little bit bigger, but you can see these guys do scale not too bad. I expect He-Man to be a little bit bigger, but still very cool figure. It's nice to see that they can sort of go together, and goes Batman toppling again. Let's try this one last time before I lose my mind. All right. Okay, now this is another Jim Lee style figure, and Batman goes again. Wow. Okay, let's try this one more time, guys. All right, there we go. Wow. All right, so please bear with me. Now, I want to get this figure up here because this is another Jim Lee styled Superman. It's in that Jim Lee style from Hush, and we'll move the camera up a bit. So these guys, you know, great stylization. You can tell it's Jim Lee. Cannot wait for the version of Superman with the non-angry head sculpt. I love this one, but it'd be great to see another version because this is my definite ultimate Superman right now until that new one comes out. Okay, guys, so there you go. Thank you for bearing with me with all the freaking falling, but this is a heavy figure. The cape does weigh the figure back, so if you're gonna put them on your shelf, make sure you have the support. Double hockey stick stands would definitely help, or have them against something that's very sturdy. But yeah, this is the Jim Lee version of Batman from the Hush series. Hands down, one of the best Batman figures I've got in my collection. I am extremely happy to have this guy in the collection, and I'm glad I got to showcase him with you, share my feelings about it, and thank you so much for watching the video. So like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you look forward to. Let me know if you have this figure and what do you think of it. Thanks so much, guys. Take care.